Bro. My grandma do voodoo. Ay. Fuck it, now I'm playing with that woo. Ay.
What is good, y'all? Yazoo, man. Knights of the Wilderness, man. We back with another one. So we're gonna get straight into the mix with this John. So if y'all ain't know, I had made a video like last week talking about Foolio. I was making some little parallels with what the scriptures say about, you know, how he was living and that type of lifestyle and all that, you know what I'm saying, and how he passed on and whatnot. But what I didn't know, nobody wanted to tell me, is that this man was dibbling and dabbling with a lot of magic, a lot of sorcery, you know, anything you want to call it, divination, witchcraft, anything you want to call it, voodoo, you know what I'm saying? He was real open about being into that, you feel me? And he actually had one of his biggest songs was called Voodoo. I don't know, that's crazy. I did not know that, right? So basically, if I had known that while I was making the video, that would have been a whole section of the video. Cause if y'all don't know, bro, that is a dangerous thing. It's against the Most High. The Most High speaks against it over and over, and he talks about what's gonna happen to those that participate. So I'm gonna just show y'all a little bit, you know, and we're gonna get right into the mix with it.
I just wanna make it out the hood. Bro. My grandma do voodoo. Ay. Fuck it, now I'm playing with that woo. Ay. We just chopped the head off a goose. Ay.
Then I had hit up the woo lady, the voodoo lady, and she did my shit for me, got my shit right. Yeah.
Speaking of like voodoo, like that's heavy out this way.
Yeah, that shit all through Florida.
So, you know, for the people that don't really understand like what that is, are you able like to explain, like give a little insight on like what voodoo is?
It ain't really no explanation. You just gotta know mommy, and you gotta, you know, go see about that, you know?
Yeah.
It ain't really no explanation. You gotta go see about that.
So is it like a religion or?
It's like a rituals.
Oh yeah.
So y'all can hear he just said that he even gets the voodoo lady to do his hair for him, or she initially did his wigs for him or whatever. So obviously they had a real close relationship, you feel me? But I'm gonna tell y'all this one time, bro. That lady not even supposed to be alive, okay? Exodus 22:18 says, suffer not a witch to live, right? And since she's practicing witchcraft, she's a witch, right? The Most High has been against this since the beginning of time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, if she would have got figured out with all that, she would have got stoned, bro. If she would have got found with all that. But I want to show y'all that these practices have been going on for the longest. Because what this reminds me of, honestly, is the story of Saul. You get what I'm saying? I was just reading this in Samuel. So I'm going to show y'all what happened with Saul. Because he basically did this same exact thing. So Saul was the first king of Israel, right? And it was through a time of war. It was a lot going on. Basically, he was getting overtaken by the enemy. So we was at war with the Philistines, and we was getting backed into a wall by the Philistines, right? So Saul needed help, and he tried to ask the Most High, but the Most High wasn't really banging with him at the time. So he didn't answer him. The Most High didn't answer him when he tried to pray, right? So Saul said, seek me a woman that has a familiar spirit, that I might go to her and inquire of her. So all that is Saul was looking for the woo lady. He was looking for the voodoo lady, right? He said to his servants like, yo, find me a voodoo lady, bro. I need some help. You know what I'm saying? I need to get some advice on how to handle this situation. You get what I'm saying? So Saul, he asked the lady, right? He asked the lady, he like, yo, I need you to bring up Samuel for me. If y'all don't know, Samuel was a prophet and a judge that had died shortly before this, right? So he asked the lady, like, bring up the spirit of Samuel so I can talk to him, right? And it goes on, it says, and the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. So this is after she did her little ritual, and she started to see spirits coming out of the ground, because the notation for the word God says spirits, right? So the spirit comes up, 14 says, and Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. Notice that it says Saul perceived that it was Samuel, right? I believe it wasn't Samuel, right? That's why they're called familiar spirits. If y'all don't know what familiar spirits is, that's just ghosts, y'all. That's why you'll see people thinking that it's somebody's ghost haunting them, or it's a ghost talking to them or anything. All it's called is a familiar spirit. It's deception, right? That's a whole demon talking to you, right? So It said he stooped to the ground with his face to the ground and bowed himself, right? And all this backfired on Saul anyway, because the same spirit that came out of the ground told him like, hey, it's nothing that can happen to you. And it says, you go down to 18, it says, because thou obeyed not the voice of the Lord, nor executed his fierce wrath upon Amalek. That's why the Most High was mad at him in the first place. That's why Saul was getting defeated by the enemy and getting crushed by the Philistines, right? So long story short, a little bit after this, Saul ends up dying in the field. You know what I'm saying? He got killed by the Philistines. He got mutilated too. The head chopped off. They strung his body up on a wall and all that. You know what I'm saying? And Chronicles chapter 10, verse 13, right? And it says, so Saul died for his transgressions with which he committed against the Lord, even against the word of Yahweh, which he kept not, and also asking for counsel of one that had a familiar spirit to inquire of it, and inquired not of Yahweh. Therefore he slew him and turned the kingdom unto David. Right? So what does this show y'all, bro? This showing like we cannot be playing with no familiar spirits. We can't be playing with no voodoo lady, no witch lady. I'm only using this story too to draw an analogy to Foolio, you know, using voodoo and witchcraft for his street beefs. Because it's the same thing. War is war. You get what I'm saying? So he was using, you know, all this stuff, you know, some rituals to keep himself alive, some rituals maybe to stay out of danger or have prosperity, make certain things work and go the right way for you. But understand, the Most High is seeing all of it. You feel me?
It really ain't nothing like too crazy. It just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a way of living.
Can you describe how it works for people that might not know? Like, you know?
You just gotta come to Florida and just meet your woo lady and go through the process. Do what you gotta do.
Did you find out anything crazy about, you know, what's been like your craziest voodoo session?
That's something you can't really speak about.
Oh,
you gotta,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go to Florida and just, you know what I'm saying? It's certain stuff there how you do. Like, you sleep in the graveyard for like 3 days, 4 days to a week. Drink chicken, like animal blood. It's different stuff though.
Oh,
like,
shit.
you know, like, you know.
This is Leviticus chapter 20 and 6 saying, and the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards to go whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul and will cut him off from among his people. Right? So it says the soul that turneth after familiar spirits. So those who go looking for the witch doctors and the voodoo lady and the warlocks and all these different anybody, the astrologist, the tarot card lady, the hand readers, palm readers, whatever, anybody that's going to them and the soul that's doing it is gonna get cut off among the people. The Most High said, I will set even my face against that soul. Right? So when you start participating in these activities, y'all gotta remember, and it don't matter what walk of life you coming from, it don't matter if you was born in that or nothing, bro, but you gotta understand that the Most High God is setting his hand against you if you participating in that. So like how it says, he shall be cut off from among his people, right? So we can't see examples of stuff like this, you know, people being open about witchcraft, open about sorcery, and then being surprised when they get cut off from among the people, right? Because, you know, one piece of leaveneth the whole lump, right? You get what I'm saying? So when corruption like that is coming into the community, this is the Most High way of cleansing this thing out. You know what I'm saying? This is his way of ridding what we would call evil from the earth, right? And this is Revelations 21 and 8 saying, but the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death, right? So along with all them things that was listed, right, you see sorcerers and idolaters, bro. You get what I'm saying? So they're gonna fall right along with them, the cowards, the murderers, the liars, everything of the sort, right? And then they said, not only are you gonna get cut off on this earth, you get what I'm saying? It says you going into the lake with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So you're gonna die in the spirit too. So it's important for y'all to know the stuff that y'all are doing up here, the stuff you participating as, everything that appears as light is not of the Most High, right? So you might think you participating in magic, even if you're using it for quote unquote healthy or like positive reasoning, or you're trying to do good with it, it's still the same repercussions basically. You get what I'm saying? It's no good to it. You get what I'm saying? The Most High is looking at it the same way. In Deuteronomy chapter 18 and 10 reads, "There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire." If y'all don't know, that means abortion, right? "Or that useth divination, or an observer of the times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer." Right? Long story short, y'all, we just have to avoid all types of divination, witchcraft, sorcery, or magic, bro. The wages of sin are death, bro. So with these things, when y'all play around with these things, notice how it says observer of the times. You know, what's the equivalent to that now? That's astrology. Okay, so all that's for astrology, the people tracking birth charts and Mercury retrograde and all this weird shit. Stay away from that, bro. Brothers, if y'all come across a shorty, she into that, it's best to abandon the situation like immediately, bro. An enchanter or a witch or a charmer, anybody who's chanting anything y'all don't even know, even affirmations, bro, can become witchcraft. Affirmations, staring in the mirror and saying stuff to yourself all over and over, bro. These are enchantments, you know what I'm saying, to empower yourself, right? Familiar spirits or a wizard or a necromancer. You get what I'm saying? So we need to stay away from all those things. Listen, the only rituals you should be participating in is praying and fasting, okay? Pray and fast to get in touch with the Most High. All right, read the scriptures. We don't need to do no third-party magic to get in touch with the Most High. You're only driving yourself away from him. But y'all, I mean, I'm gonna wrap it up. I just wanted to make a quick little analogy between this situation and some scripture, man. Let y'all know what's going on out this joint, man. But make sure y'all staying prayed up and staying strong out here, man. All praises to the Most High, man. We out.